Hi, I'm Sarah Pittendrigh. I'm a mum, I'm a multi-award winning, multiple founder, I'm an investor, a life and business mentor, and inspirational speaker. However, in 2008, my life could not have looked more different. I was a bankrupt single mum on income support after my partners and I lost a business in the recession of that year and left me in a very, very dark place with my house about to be repossessed. So we lost a business in the recession of 2008. We'd been offered a wonderful contract to work as an exclusive supplier for a really big business. And unfortunately, for one reason or the other, it didn't come to fruition. However, we'd invested heavily in this contract. We'd expanded our business, and what happened was we had more money going out than we had coming in. And on top of that, the recession of 2008 made it impossible to go forward. Declaring yourself bankrupt is one of the most desolate, empty feelings you can ever feel in your life. Everything you've worked hard for, everything that you've strived for is suddenly taken away from you. It's like the rug is whipped from underneath your feet. To have no bank account, to lose that control, I felt so out of control. Anxiety, panic attacks every day, fear, the just self-limiting beliefs, being lost. Being a mum, all I ever wanted was to make my son proud. I always wanted him to feel that he could respect his mum, he could learn from his mum. And to lose our home was just absolutely devastating. I really felt that I had failed him. I was absolutely heartbroken. I felt nothing but shame and guilt that I had let my son down. Before we lost the business, we had a really vibrant, buzzing corporate event business. We were delivering blue chip events all around the UK. We were doing high profile dinners, we were doing multi-activity days, we were writing conferences, building conference sets. It was such a high buzz, fun environment to work in. And I honestly believed at this point that that was going to make me 7 figures. I thought that we would build this fabulous business and one day we'd be able to sell it, and that would financially secure mine and my son's future. So I'd been declared bankrupt. I was in an incredibly dark place. And I looked up and there's a guy in my garden. I shout out the window, "What is it you're doing in my garden?" And he turned around and said, "I'm taking a photograph. Your house is going to auction. It's going to be repossessed and I need the photographs for the catalogue." This was the most awful feeling. Pain literally seared through me. It was the realisation I was going to lose my house. My 9-year-old son and I were going to end up homeless. I just felt so guilty. I felt shame. I felt that I had really let my son down. A fire lit within me. I could not let this happen. My son is my whole world. I could not let him down. One of the things that I realised had happened to me is I'd actually become agoraphobic. I was quite scared actually of going outside. I felt like the whole world was looking at me. I was so embarrassed. I knew I had to get myself outside. So what was I going to do? What was going to drag me outside? I needed a dog. I needed something to take me out into the fresh air, something I had to be responsible for when William was at school. I rescued a lurcher and I would name him Sam. So I gathered my mother up and off we went, and we would walk every day. I would brainstorm, I would bombard her with questions. "What do you think, Mum? What about this, Mum? How about that, Mum? Will this work, Mum?" And she listened so patiently every day. She never argued, she never moaned. When I was working in the event industry, I had identified a gap in the market for specialist event linen. We were always getting bombarded with chair covers and table linen that didn't fit the chairs or was the wrong colour or poor quality. And I actually thought I could do this better. I thought there was a gap to create a specialist event linen business that would be high end and would deliver quality, a quality product and a quality service. So again, scribbled down all my ideas, came up with the theme and the business name, and it would be Simply Bows and Chair Covers. Using that method, Simply Bows and Chair Covers became a multi-award-winning brand. I've now got 10 offices around the UK. We were crowned Britain's most promising business in 2012 at the Guildhall in London by the British Chamber of Commerce. I was crowned Entrepreneur of the Year at the Dorchester in London by NatWest, Daily Mail and Every Woman. On the back of all of the national awards that Simply Bose was starting to win, we got sort of propelled into the media. We were in every newspaper, front page of the Sunday Times Business, front page of the Daily Mail, in glossy magazines. It seemed to be every time you picked up a newspaper, my face was coming out of it. I was on the radio. It was really a phenomenal time, and that created a lot of interest in the brand. And I got lots and lots of inquiries from people all around the UK asking how they could be part of Simply Bose and chair covers. Women who were looking to create their own business, people who saw what I did and wanted to do what I was doing. I saw this as a wonderful opportunity to franchise the business, because by franchising the business, people were investing in my brand, and by being invested, they would share the same passion as I had to grow the brand. Come back from my walks, I'd sit down at the table and I'd start scamping out loads of ideas. I'd mind map, I'd scribble, I'd draw. And what I actually didn't realise was I was actually starting to put together some steps to create a plan. I suppose you could say I was healing, but I was also creating at the same time. I was creating a plan to change mine and my son's life for good. I was igniting an idea. I was coming up with thoughts and ideas of what I could create. I then had to clarify what these ideas were. What was the purpose? What was going to be the hook? What was going to solve the pain points of my clients? I then had to create an action plan. I had to put a strategic plan together, a plan to roll this business out. And then what I had to do more than anything, something that I'd never done before, I had to start nurturing me. But not only nurture me to make sure that I retained a growth mindset and got myself out of that fixed mindset I was in, I also had to nurture the plan to make sure that it kept going, that it gained momentum, and that it would become the successful business that it turned out to be. So the methodology that I was scribbling and scamping, I actually put a name to it, and I called it the I Can method. When the pandemic hit, in 2020, I was reading regularly on LinkedIn posts that resonated with me. People who were fearful of losing their business, people who were scared, people who didn't know how to break through this mess. And I was looking at them and I'm thinking, I've been there, I feel your pain, I can help you. So what I did was, using the same methodology again, this time I packaged it up and I processed it into the I Can method, and I created a mentoring program. As you scale your business, as your business grows, you start being hit by daily challenges and you get lost in the day-to-day. And this is where your growth mindset, the mindset of opportunity and all possibility, gets taken over by a fixed mindset. You start questioning your decision making. You lose confidence. You stop making those big growth decisions. And this is where the I Can mindset supports you. Ignite, it brings you back to the beginning of your process again, how you felt when you started your business. It reconnects you with your why, your purpose. We then clarify those big goals, the goals that you thought you'd lost in the whirring day-to-day, in the fog of overwhelm. We reframe them. We then create an action plan. This is a plan that's going to take you to the big goal. We pin the big goal up there and we create lots of small steps. And these steps bring the goal to you rather than you feeling the pressure of going for that big goal. The most important thing you have to do to maintain this process is you've got to nurture yourself. You've got to start looking after yourself. You've got to start putting yourself first. You've got to start measuring how you spend your time. You've also got to start caring for yourself and get yourself onto the to-do list. And you've got to use exactly that same process within your business or within the process of the goal that you're wanting to achieve. The I Can method has helped me so many times in my life. It's not just helped me in business, but it's helped me in my personal life too. I was diagnosed with malignant melanoma twice. I can't imagine even trying to explain to you what it feels like when someone tells you you've got a life-threatening illness. I was absolutely terrified, but I had to put my purpose ahead of fear. I was a mum, and to me that was the most important thing in the world. I had to be around. I wanted to see my son grow up. What I've done is now I have created the I Can method into a life and business breakthrough program, because I understand what it feels like to be lost, to feel stuck, to feel exasperated, and to have a wonderful idea but not have the confidence to pursue it. I've got so much hindsight to share that I want to help you break through your challenges, get rid of that fixed mindset, get you back into that growth mindset you had when you first started your business. And I want to show you that you can do it. You can turn your I can't into I can. Really, all that's left now for me to say is to thank you for joining me on my bumpy journey. If you would like to work with me as a life and business breakthrough coach, maybe hire me as an inspirational speaker, or work with me as a coach, what I've done in the interim is I've created for you a life and business breakthrough guide. There are 3 key mindset shifts that can help you now make the change. Improve your time management, start breaking through those self-limiting beliefs, and start opening your mind for that creative thinking, moving from that fixed mindset back into that growth mindset. All my contact details are within the guide. Please feel free to contact me. So all that's left for me to say to you now is, it's never too late, you're never too old to live a life you love.